Yo, Still Mills, what's the dizzle, man? Listen, man, I'm on my way to do what I do, man. It's cold as a motherfucker outside, man. It's 20 degrees here in Omaha, man. Damn, pray for the Midwesterners, man. It's about to get really real, man. It's about to get really real. It was just snowing a couple of days ago, bro. Just not super crazy snowing, but just snowing enough to where, a little pixie dust amount of snow on the ground, man. So December is already upon us, man. January, February gonna be wild. It's gonna be a wild episode. But peep game, man. Let's get into this shit, man. I want to talk about Floyd Schofield, man, and Xander Zayas. Maybe not so much Xander Zayas. Well, yeah, kind of both of them, man. Because man, has Xander Zayas fought in the 12 rounder yet? I'm not so sure. Man. Don't quote me on that, man. But nonetheless, man, my point is, what these two dudes are doing, just the level of bravery and being admirable fighters is concerned, man. You gotta salute these youngins, man. You gotta salute them. It's sickening that every fight that Shakur has tried to garner, he's been people, Williams Zepeda. I don't think Williams Zepeda is shook of Shakur Stevenson, man. I do think this is Oscar De La Hoya at work, because Oscar De La Hoya has the propensity to do this. Did it with Jaime Munguia and Jamal Charlo. Did it with Canelo, or he tried to do it with Canelo. I mean, you see him doing it now. He tried to do it with Ryan Garcia. Now, to Ryan, to his benefit, he was a little bit justified in doing it with Ryan Garcia, because they put them catch weights on Ryan Garcia. 2 weight stipulations on Ryan Garcia. So he's like, yo, you were stupid for doing that. You're so thirsty to get out here and get paid or whatever. You can't see that they set you up to fail. And my whole thing is, so the fuck what? Let me fight the fights. You dig? This is a payday we talking about. You can't do this Floyd Mayweather bullshit where you want to protect the asset while you spent an entire decade denigrating a nigga for doing it, man. You're going to have to pick a side and stick to it. And for a fighter of your caliber who never ducked no drama, how do you look as a promoter? You shouldn't want that type of representation on your resume. That's a stain on your resume. You don't want your fighters to be no sucker. Because you wasn't one. The promoter wasn't one. That promoter is one of the greatest boxers of all time. So why would you want your fighters to do the shit that you would, that you went against the grain of, bro? You fought every damn body. You moved up 2 divisions and fought B-Hop. You scared to let motherfucking Williams Zepeda get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, even though he has the style to beat Shakur Stevenson? Not saying that he will, but he can with his style. You dig? It's just real ridiculous, man. So I'm glad you came out of yourself and allowed Floyd Schofield to get in the ring and run that shit with someone who's a 3-division champ and has the style that is going to give him all the hell he can possibly go through. That's commendable, bro. That's commendable as a motherfucker. Thank you for doing that. Xander Zayas, thank you for being a stand-up dude and saying, yo, let me get this fight on. Let me run. Even though your best win is Patrick Teixeira, and that's a damn good win for you, considering that the dude was a former world champion. But Patrick Teixeira ain't beating no Virgil Ortiz, bro. He ain't beating no Virgil Ortiz. I definitely would pick Virgil Ortiz to beat a Patrick Teixeira. All right, my nigga. You take it to him. I got to get going. But it was a damn good win. Xander Zayas is still a dude who's coming up in the rankings, man. He's still earning his keep. He's still earning his keep. And for him to take a fighter of this caliber, or at least agree to take a fight of this caliber, you got to salute that, man. I love when the youngest, they grab the bull by the horns and say, yo, let's go, man. This is what boxing is all about. In some instances, it's best to let the fighter grow a little bit more. In some instances, it's best to let the fighter, build the fighter a little bit. In a lot of cases, it is that. But in this, boxing is in a state of emergency here in America. And up until the past 10 years, we've been the center of the universe of this boxing shit. The UK the British scene didn't have the scene that it did 10 years ago. Even though they've always had an illustrious scene, it wasn't on the world stage like it is now. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. Not to the point where there's multiple British boxers ranked in the top 10. and damn near not maybe not damn near East Division, but like bro, it just wasn't buzzing like it is now. It wasn't buzzing like it is now. And as that scene is starting to flourish, you're starting to see the American scene dissipate. And at the time that the American scene is dissipating, you're starting to see the Australian scene really come into prominence. You're starting to see the Asian market come into prominence. So boxing here in America is in a state of emergency, and we still get niggas who are still in this letting the shit marinate type of mindset. And it's like, yo, y'all are really doing a detriment to the sport by doing this. So when you have these youngins, Xander Zayas is an American, though. He's not American. He's not an American, but nonetheless, he's earning his keep over here. He grew up here a lot. He spent a lot of time here in America. He's earned, we became familiar with him through the American broadcasts and shit like that, through Top Rank. You dig? So it's like Canelo. Canelo isn't an American fighter, but we came to know him through through Showtime, through HBO. That's how we came in. That's how we came to know Canelo. Same thing with Xander Zayas. So he isn't an American fighter. He's a byproduct of the American boxing scene. And with that being said and done, look at the moves that he's making or he's attempting to make. Floyd Schofield, man, that dude is not. Everybody knows he's not ready for no motherfucking Shakur Stevenson. He'll make it interesting early on, but it's not. Nah, man, it's gonna get ugly for that kid. It's gonna get real dark for that kid. But who gives a fuck? And you can't even be mad at Shakur Stevenson because every offer that every opportunity he's sending to somebody, they're turning it down. They're turning it down. We were just talking about Lomachenko not too long. Hey man, I get it with Lom. I'm sorry, but I'm sympathetic towards Lomachenko. I'm always gonna be sympathetic towards him. I just am. I'm sorry, I am, bro. He should. Hey man, when you get played like that, you get denied undisputed, my dude. What you expect? You feel me? Like, yo, man, I ain't got the patience for this shit no more, man. I'm about done. I'm not mad at him, but what I will say is, if you not gonna fight, bro, let's just go ahead and fork that belt over so we can get this division rolling again. Even though it's rolling now, let's just go ahead and fork that belt over. And honestly, if we being real, you need to go get that Saudi money. If we being real, Loma need to go get that Saudi money. Loma would do the Saudi cards really good justice because his style is fun to watch. And that's not no washed fighter. Lomachenko would do the Saudi cards some really good. He honestly would, bro. But we getting off subject here, man. Shout out to Floyd Schofield. Shout out to Xander Zayas. And who else do we need to shout out? Israel Madrimov. But in August, who did he fight earlier this year? I can't remember who he fought earlier this year because he won that belt from was it Kurbanov? He stopped Kurbanov in like 6 rounds earlier this year. Got the belt, fought Bud in August, lost the belt, and he's fighting Bohachu later on this month. And then in February, he's fighting Virgil Ortiz. Activity, bro. This is the shit that I'm talking about, man. Just what is wrong with these niggas? David Benavidez has fought once this year. Caleb Plant has fought one time this year. Why are dudes in your elk fighting once a year? We get Canelo fights May and September. We know that. We know when Canelo was going to fight. We know this. Why are you fighting once a year? Madrimov is about to fight 4 times in what? In a maybe not a year time span, but just 4 times in how many months? The amount of times he's fighting in 1 year, he's doubling a lot of these cats' work rate. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. So with that being said, when you look at a nigga like Boots, you ought to be ashamed of yourself by allowing these dudes to outwork you like this, my nigga. Why are you not getting in the mix? Why are you, bro, why? You gonna let these niggas come and show you up with all the hype that was surrounding you? All the shit your pops is talking, all that shit, you gonna let Floyd, young ass Schofield show you up. You gonna let him show you up? Come on, my nigga. What we doing? You gonna let Xander Zayas show you up? Come on, my nigga. What we doing, man? What was we doing? God damn. Shout out to them dudes, man. Shout out to them dudes. Because this is what the sport of boxing needs. It needs excitement. It needs excitement. And the fact that they got the only excitement that they can get has to be overseas with American fighters, that is a testament to the bullshit that America is on. That is the testament to the bullshit that America is on. It's only been, what, one Riyadh season card over here in America. And that was when Bud was headlining. And he's on record saying, Turkey is on, yo, man, if you want that big money, y'all gotta come over here. And the fact that it's Americans getting mad at this dude for saying that shit, but not realizing why he's saying that shit, speaks to the delusion of America. Man, America is in a sad state of boxing, man. It's a sad state of boxing. A sad, sad state of boxing. You cannot make this shit up. It's a shame that we have to praise the likes of Floyd Schofield and Xander Zayas for doing what fighters are supposed to do. We have to praise them for the fact that these dudes have to get a round of applause for doing shit that fighters in other markets are doing is sad. Youngin said, "I don't give a fuck if man, let's get in the ring." And he know what's dope about it is he knows he's not in position to get knocked out by no fucking Shakur Stevenson. Embarrassed, yeah. Outline in chalk, no. I'm not, no, bro. That's not going. You ain't got to worry about with a Shakur Stevenson. You don't have to worry about that. That's dope, bro. Like we're praising fighters for doing what they're supposed to do, man. That was blowing me. That is blowing me. Xander Zayas, we're praising Xander Zayas for doing what fighters are supposed to do. I do it regardless, but it's just the fact that the energy of America is to milk these fighters to the point where it's like, all right, bro, we're strategically matchmaking. We're isolating him away from him. So we'll put him in there with some quality opposition, but it won't be the best competition available that is going to give him resistance. Nah, we gotta protect the asset, bro. That shit is whack. That shit is whack. And the fact that we praising these niggas for not allowing them to do that that just speaks to how putrid the boxing scene in America is. All these other fighters are fighting the quality, the best opposition available as it's coming into prominence. For the most part. We up here singing man, come on, man. This is sickening. That's the point of this whole thing. It's really disgusting, man. How we just I'll never get over the fact that fights get broadcasted on ESPN and it gets little to no coverage on the big shows. You got Max on boxing at a point in time. I didn't even watch that shit. I didn't even watch that. And that show didn't do, it didn't do as good as numbers as First Take, Get Up. It doesn't do as good as numbers as those shows. And we get little to no coverage on those shows. They will talk about basketball and football in their off seasons before they talk about boxing. They won't dare mention the fights that happen on a Saturday night on a Monday morning. If you get a game on Saturday, you get a football or basketball game on Saturday, they're going to talk about it at the top of the broadcast that following Monday. They're going to talk about it. Boxing does not get that treatment. Y'all got the nerve to walk around with y'all noses in the air like y'all better than every fucking body. Because of bullshit like this. Shout out to Floyd Schofield. Shout out to Virgil Ortiz. Shout out to Israel Madrimov for doing what they're supposed to do. activity and grabbing the bull by the horns and taking chances, man. You gotta gamble on yourself. You got to. I fuck with that. I fuck with them. I fuck with them. I fuck with them. Xander Zayas has what Xander Zayas is gonna be a champion, bro. I don't know what nobody say. Virgil Ortiz is gonna be a champion. I think he's gonna be a champion at 154 pounds, bro. I honestly do. That Bohachu fight pushed him. And we really saw, just that Nine Tails Fox spawn about that nigga after he got dropped. The second time. The dude is a gritty motherfucker, man. He's a gritty motherfucker. Floyd Schofield, man, he's gonna make the fights entertaining, man. Xander's, man, like, this is what the fuck the sport needs. This is what the sport needs, man. We need bulldogs, man. We need pit bulls. We need lions, tigers. We need all that. We need gorillas, man. We need the big croc in the croc pool. We need this. It's so stagnant here in America, man. That shit I don't see how that doesn't bother anybody. I don't see how anybody can sit there and be dismissive of that fact that it is the scene is dissipating here. It's not as feverish as it is over there in the UK. It's not as feverish as it is over there in Asia. People are so disenchanted here. They think that Monster Inoue needs to come over here and fight if he wants to make his name, and they'll castigate him for fighting over there in this country where he getting the biggest bags at. And he needs to jump up a multitude of weight classes if he wants to be respected. You dudes is disenchanted up here, man, and it's annoying. And while y'all stay disenchanted, the scene continues to dwindle. I wonder if over there in their, in their neck of the woods, over there in their parts of the world, do they have sports broadcasting that doesn't talk about boxing? I don't want to say I guarantee you. I won't say that. But I just feel like I think, soccer. I think soccer may be king over there in the UK, in Europe. I think soccer is king over there in Europe. You think they're not going to talk about boxing on the same broadcast they talking about soccer about? With the likes of an Anthony Joshua over there? Man. Come on, man. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I just feel like it's respected. The sport is respected enough over there to where that sport is going to get coverage on their big. Oh, my fucking God. Why are you driving so slow, my nigga? I'm late. This motherfucker in front of me. I should just zip past him, man. But I feel like boxing gets a proper amount of coverage over there on their sports broadcasts as any other sport. I could be wrong. But I just don't feel like I am. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I have no problem admitting to being wrong and standing corrected. Bro. Do better. Do better. Shout out to Xander Zayas. Shout out to fucking Floyd Schofield. Shout out to Israel Madrimov, man. Shout out to them dudes. Because that is what fighters are supposed to do. That is what fighters are supposed to do. While you got Edgar Berlanga talking about him on a fight with Diego Pacheco has to marinate. Man, fuck the American boxing scene, dog. You niggas is clueless. And it's really disgusting, man. Shout out them dudes, and I will be buying that card when it happens in February. I can't fucking wait. This shit is going to be a movie, son. Y'all be easy. Deuces.